Hey, if I know you guys, I know that you love lists and you love when Disney makes lands based on their intellectual properties. Hey, let's combine the two and rank all of the IP lands across the domestic parks at Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World in a segment we call Listomania. Number 7, Pixar Pier, Disney's California Adventure. Pixar Pier at Disney's California Adventure is the reimagined and rebranded section of DCA that was once Paradise Pier. It captures the playful spirit and creativity of Pixar with attractions, eateries, and shops reflecting the charm of the celebrated animation studio. The centerpiece is the Incredicoaster, a thrilling coaster themed around the Incredibles. Also included are the Pixar Pal-Around Ferris wheel, Inside Out themed emotional whirlwind, and of course Toy Story Mania. The main thing that puts it at the bottom of my list is the theming. It's pretty clear that they just slapped on a new coat of paint and threw up some new signs on the existing rides of Paradise Pier. I get it, it's supposed to have the charm of California landmarks like the Santa Monica Pier, but it also makes for rather lame immersion. I could play carnival games and get funnel cakes anywhere, and there's absolutely nothing that makes me feel like I'm in a Pixar movie. At best, I kind of feel like I'm in a backyard birthday party, albeit the birthday party of a very, very rich toddler. There are a few positives though. Both the Incredicoaster and the Pal-Around make for an awesome silhouette, especially if you can get a view from your room at the Grand Californian. I struggled with including the nearby Big Hero 6 themed San Francisco section, but let's face it, an unimpressive bridge and a bunch of eateries isn't going to cut it. Number 6, Avengers Campus DCA. Oh wow, I can actually hear people rage typing over this one. Yes, Marvel's superheroes are awesome and we all love the MCU, but there's just something underwhelming about that presentation. The land itself is an action-packed campus designed to make you feel like you've joined the ranks of the Avengers, with attractions, entertainment, and exciting encounters that bring Marvel's iconic characters and stories to life. And I think that's part of the problem. While it's pretty cool to see a fight break out between Black Widow, Black Panther, and Taskmaster, we're also dealing with live action characters that are firmly entrenched with pop culture, and they need to look like the people they're portraying. During a meet and greet with Loki, I heard one kid say, "Who is that supposed to be?" That child is the galaxy's premier trickster. Too bad he's failing at the most important trick of them all, being recognizable. As of right now, we've got 2 rides, one being Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, a rethemed Tower of Terror, and the other, however, is a very underwhelming Spider-Man Web Slingers, which is an arm workout simulation, I guess. It's a boring ride. I feel like I can accomplish the same fun by just whipping my arms around watching a Spider-Man movie at home. Look at this. This is actual footage of me on the Spider-Man ride. Pim's Test Kitchen is kind of fun, I guess, if you like large pretzels. They are updating and adding a few new rides, so there's still hopes for this one to get better. But as of now, I'd rather just go somewhere else. Number 5, Toy Story Land, Disney's Hollywood Studios. I can sum up Toy Story Land's position on this list with 2 words: freaking hot. The lack of shade in all of that pavement make it a veritable easy bake oven. In fact, if there was an actual giant easy bake oven ride, it would probably be cooler inside it. Heat aside, this is a fantastically themed area. The ride queues and buildings being made out of toy boxes is brilliant. Tinker Toy lighting, Jenga towers, alphabet blocks, all of it really conveys a sense of scale and adding to the immersion of being a toy in Andy's backyard. I can live without alien swirling saucers, but Slinky Dog Dash is a great family launch coaster and Toy Story Mania is a fun diversion from all of that heat. Wait times can get a little out of hand, but this isn't a list of wait times, is it? I love the Green Army Men, I love meeting Woody and Buzz, and the fact that Woody's Lunchbox quick service is housed in an actual Woody lunchbox? Are you kidding me with all that adorableness? For anyone that grew up with the movies, it's a perfect way to become a living toy. Actually, are there other ways to become a toy? Now we're just getting into horror territory. Or is that terror-tory? Okay, fine, I'll stop now. Number 4, Cars Land, DCA. I'm not really sure if I want to be an anthropomorphic car, but I do love Radiator Springs. Located in Disney's California Adventure, Cars Land is a stunningly detailed recreation of the small desert town from Pixar's Cars franchise. It transports guests to Route 66, where they can meet their favorite characters, enjoy thrilling attractions, and explore the town's quirky roadside attractions. Plus, it has one of the best rides in all of DCA. Radiator Springs Racers is as immersive as it is thrilling. In my opinion, it's a better use of the test track ride system. It blends amazing storytelling with the fun of a high-speed race through the desert. And speaking of storytelling, Imagineering did an amazing job throughout the entire space. It looks exactly like the movie, from Flo's V8 Cafe down to the Cozy Cone Motel. But the time to be there is around dusk, when the sun begins to set and all of that neon starts to blink to life. Cars Land at night, much like another IP land on this list we haven't covered yet, is almost a different experience. Especially on those cool California nights when a breeze is blowing down the main stretch and the magic of the nostalgic atmosphere is hitting you just right. Spectacular attention to detail makes for an astonishing experience that needs to be seen in person. Number 3, Mickey's Toontown, Disneyland. I struggled with where this one should go on the list, and honestly, if I had written this list a few years ago, then Cars Land would probably be sitting in this spot. But with the addition of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, it handily leapfrogs into the number 3 spot. Mickey's Toontown is a cartoon come to life. It's exactly what you'd want from a 3D representation of the classic cartoons. I'm a complete sucker for attractions like Mickey's House, as lame as that might seem. It spikes my imagination. I want to feel immersed, and there's just something magical about hanging out in Mickey's living room and watching everything on his DVR and eating everything out of his refrigerator, maybe petting Pluto. And I make no excuses of how much I love Runaway Railway. As a fan of dark rides, that thing is next level. Even though it's an exact clone of what we got in Florida, the addition of that queue puts the other version to shame. The El Capitan Theater is an amazing accomplishment in themed queues, and it makes standing around waiting an entertaining part of the ride. Plus, I'm a fan of Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin. It's not as shiny and new as Railway, but it's still charming, and even better, it's Roger Rabbit, an IP that is sorely lacking in all of the parks. Give us more Roger Rabbit, please. Like 1989 MGM Studios, Roger Rabbit everywhere kind of feel. It's a great place to just chill and hang, but kind of be aware that if you're a middle-aged man hanging out alone around children, it might not be a great look. I'm talking from experience. Look, I talked it out with park security. We're good now. Number 2, Pandora, the World of Avatar, Animal Kingdom. Hey, I can't stand the Avatar movies. They're just not my thing. I've fallen asleep every time I've tried to watch them. So why is this so high on my list? Because it's gorgeous. When Imagineering is on their game, this is the type of place that we get. It's a breathtaking land that transports guests to an alien world, and it really feels like it when you cross that bridge. What they do with sound and lighting is an amazing achievement. It can't be easy to make a mountain float, but there they are, floating around looking crazy awesome. There is so much lush vegetation and fauna landscaped through the space, and it creates a dramatic and otherworldly atmosphere. The entire land is designed to feel alive with alien plants, sound of exotic wildlife, and rivers that flow through this immersive environment. It feels like you're being hunted. It's obvious by the care that went into this place that the designers knew they were making something special. It doesn't hurt that the main attraction, Flight of Passage, is one of the best 3D simulator rides in the world. A level up from Soarin', it allows guests to experience what it's like to fly on the back of a Banshee through the skies, forests, and oceans of Pandora. Like Cars Land, it becomes a different experience at night. Pandora transforms into a glowing wonderland with bioluminescent plants lighting up the landscape in vibrant blues, greens, and purples. It's truly a magical, dreamlike, ethereal experience that isn't to be missed. That is, if you can hit Animal Kingdom at a time when it's open late enough. The major selling point for me, it's not the movies. I find myself able to stay awake to see the whole thing. Bonus, it won't take nearly as long to experience either. Got 'em, even though you made billions and billions of dollars. I made like $38,000 last year. You know what? Take that, James Cameron. Got you. Number 1, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Disneyland and Disney's Hollywood Studios. I will perform this as a haiku. Falcon's roar takes flight. Lightsabers hum in the night. Battles come alive. I just read that to my wife, and her only response, I don't get it. I guess Japanese poetry isn't for everyone, including me, who is incredibly embarrassed right now. So let's keep the embarrassment going. I cry every time I see that life-size Millennium Falcon. I cry every time I escape a Star Destroyer on Rise of the Resistance. I also cried when Boba Fett hit on my wife and she went home with him.
Don't try to distract me.
Which was the right call because I would have done the same to her. You know, I had a conversation with Grogu. He looked right into my eyes and babbled nonsense at me as the Mandalorian said he would put in a good word for me at the Assassin's Guild, even though we both knew I would be killed immediately if I joined the Assassin's Guild. I could just hang there for hours watching kids run towards Chewbacca and run away from Kylo Ren. I know that there are a lot of people that criticize it, and that criticism isn't unwarranted. I'm not a huge fan that it's tied to the newer movies and shows. I'm also not the biggest fan of the Falcon ride. But at the end of the day, I feel like I'm 5 years old and having an adventure in a galaxy far, far away. And that is the true magic of Disney. Hate my choices? Want to call me a Disney simp? Fine, do it below in the comments. And while you're at it, let me know what lands you love. Hey, do you enjoy fun content about Disney and Universal theme parks? Sure you do! Come like and subscribe to Theme Park News Network on YouTube and join in on all the madcap fun. Like and subscribe to the channel and get notified when something new and fun drops. It's the best way to spend $0.